Welcome to the real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. The real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. And now your hosts, Bill and Lee Howard.
Hello and welcome to the Real Ramblers. My name's Bill. I'm here with my brother, Lee.
That's me.
There he is right there. Can you all see him?
Look at my face. No eye contact.
So we've been talking in recent episodes about series of movies. And today we're shifting gears into horror a little bit with one of the most, at least early on, one of the most influential horror series out there. Mm-hmm. And that would be the Scream series. Scream kicks off with, what's the year on the first Scream?
I want to say 96.
Oh, interesting. So it started the same year as Mission Impossible.
Oh, if that's just off the top of my head. I could be wrong, but I think it's around there, yeah.
So the beloved Wes Craven, who we all love and adore.
He commented on one of my Instagram posts one time.
That's amazing.
And it was like and not even a good sketch of Freddy I did that I just randomly posted, and you wrote, "Well done," and I almost cried.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe it. I literally cried when he died.
Yeah.
The few celebrities that have made me cry when they passed.
We should actually do a Wes episode because he's got such a varied filmography.
Yeah.
And a lot of interesting movies that I think a lot of people forget. Because if we're talking maybe not greatest films, but personal favorites, I'm always going to jump to Serpent and the Rainbow.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I love Serpent and the Rainbow.
You know what I just saw for my first time, weirdly enough, not too long ago, was Red Eye.
Red Eye's great.
Super fun.
Yeah,
super
it was a great movie.
Yeah. Oh, Wes.
Yeah.
R.I.P., buddy.
But yeah, that dude could do anything.
Yeah.
Like he did that Meryl Streep.
Oh, yeah.
Music of the Heart.
Oh, yeah. The violin movie. That's
what it was originally called.
Yeah. Violin movie.
But yeah, so Scream. So in 96, Wes gets together with Kevin Williamson.
Yep.
And they decide to, hey, how about we just throw a wrench in the entire horror genre and do a meta, self-aware horror movie.
Yeah, which was super revolutionary at the time.
It was pretty crazy.
No horror movies ever really talked about other horror movies that I can think of.
Not that I can think of either. And I'm sure if they did, it was either not a huge movie or wasn't a big part of that movie.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Scream in the theater, and the opening scene with Drew Barrymore really was kind of the Janet Leigh psycho shower scene of its era, of the 90s, where nobody was expecting anything that happened to happen.
Totally. She was on the poster, so you just assume she's the star of the movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that scene was so well written, so well paced, so thrilling, and then it just kicked off into a movie that had a phenomenal cast.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And just went into this story that was like nothing we'd ever seen.
I wrote for my notes, number 1, classic, practically perfect slasher.
Yeah.
Like it's so, and it's like, I feel like horror was in I don't want to say like a dead zone.
It was.
But
the early 90s really
there wasn't a lot of great stuff. So it's like this
It was a lot of brainless stuff in the early 90s.
Yeah. And a lot of like imitators and stuff came out after this, like, well, let's just get like teens or
groups
of teens and make a whatever out of that.
It's funny because a lot of people still hold like I Know What You Did Last Summer high, and I don't understand what the love for that movie is. Because to me, it's like, me, it was like a really by the numbers ripoff of Scream.
Yeah.
Not of story, but of setup. And I just didn't find it remotely scary.
Yeah. But they all wanted to do the kind of like whodunit type thing, which was great. I mean, I'm pretty sure when the first one came out, it was when I was living in Alberta, but it came out around Christmas time, which was crazy time to release this. Mm-hmm. And we went to see it.
Right.
And I remember just after the opening scene, like we both kind of like leaned over and looked at each other like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I remember being like, that mask is really creepy. And now we're just so used to it that it's everywhere.
Yeah,
like, now, but at the time, it was like, Jesus, that's a weird looking mask.
Yeah, I think when I first saw the movie, I thought it was like unique and But I don't know if I've ever found it that scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I found
it's probably just a personal taste thing.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've there's been a lot of disturbing and creepy masks over the years in different movies, but I've never found the Scream one particularly scary. And the robes and things, I just don't.
Yeah.
But that's my only downside of Scream.
Right.
I thought it was brilliant. Casting wise, it was a relaunch for Neve Campbell.
Totally.
Because she had really only...
She was in like Party of Five, and she was like TV stuff.
Yeah, but it was pretty much just that, right? And she in Party of Five was huge, so she was well known for that.
Sure.
But it was a big breakthrough for her into movies.
Yep.
And everybody that's in it, I think.
Yeah,
it was a big kickoff.
Matthew Lillard obviously had been in other stuff.
But not in that significant of a role, I don't think.
Yeah. Jamie Kennedy, that was kind of his launching thing. Courtney Cox had only been in Friends, and now it's like, oh, look, she can do other stuff. And she's obviously awesome in it. David Arquette. The whole cast is great.
Yeah. But it really seems to be one of those movies that was like literally a launching pad for the entire cast.
Yeah.
Like usually a movie will launch one person.
Yeah, totally.
And it seemed to launch all of them.
I remember the ending melting my brain the first time I saw it too, because it's like 2 killers. Yeah. What? Like I feel like that's another thing
spoiler alert.
I'd never. Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now, get the fuck out of here. I feel like I don't recall seeing a movie that had that before. So it
was a good twist.
The whole time you're obviously trying to like, oh, it's definitely Billy because like look at him.
Yeah,
like the greasiest motherfucker in the world. Like, of course you're the killer.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it looks like he gets killed, and it's like, oh shit. And they're like, oh, 2 guys.
Yeah,
what?
There was a lot of that. It was pretty cool.
It's funny. I watched a lot of, we talked about this before, a lot of like people watching horror movies for the first time on YouTube, because I just like seeing people experience stuff for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's funny watching people who have somehow not been spoiled by the ending of Scream. Yeah. I guess there's some out there. And it's like same thing. They just get like their minds, like the whole movie, they're like, it's got to be him. No, wait, no, it's got to be him. No, maybe it's her. And it was such a great, it was like a game changer.
Yeah. It was. And I think that the meta thing about the movie was also great for guys like you and me who are big horror fans.
Yeah.
That we get to see people in a movie talking about loving horror movies like we were.
It's us. Like Randy is us.
Yeah. So that was also I think that was a big thing for a lot of horror fans. And when they saw that, they were like, wow, it's like a horror movie about people like me.
Yeah.
So that was a big, big thing for audiences.
Yeah.
So then we move on to part 2. Was it still Wes?
Yep. Wes was all the way up until 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
same writer for 2.
Go ahead and let me know what you think of 2.
It's some people don't like it, and for whatever reason, I don't know why. I really like 2. The opening scene is amazing with Jada.
Yeah,
but although every time I watch that, because now that they introduced the Stab movies into the Scream movies, and they're at that screening and everybody's like wearing the masks and losing their mind, and I would have a fucking anxiety meltdown if I was ever in a theater with everyone like losing their minds like that. I would not be able to handle it.
Yeah,
I don't like hearing popcorn bags rustling around. That's too much for my
too.
anxiety. Everyone's literally like screaming, and it's like,
and they're like sitting up in their seats, and everybody's like, talking over the movie.
Oh my god! Like, how are you enjoying this? Like, shut the fuck up and let me watch this movie. You stupid assholes.
That's what I thought too. That's funny.
Yeah, but it's it's for the movie. So the opening scene, there's stuff in it that I get is not like.
Now remind me of the main cast in this one.
So
because
Jada Pinkett
they blend for me a
is
little.
The first kill, of course.
Yep.
And then so it's still Neve and
it was Chris Rock who killed her, right? Oh no, wait.
No.
Oh, that's real life. Sorry. It was Chris Rock.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
oh,
okay,
no,
sorry.
dang.
Okay.
Keep his name out of your mouth, please. Slap.
I did find Jada super annoying, like her character.
Yeah.
She just like kept going on and on. Well, and I found Omar Epps' character.
Oh, Omar, yeah.
But I love him. He's great and everything.
Yeah, like it's like when he gets killed, like the knife goes through the stall door. It's like you gotta be pretty strong to do that. Yeah. For starters, that's steel. Also, how do you know his head was gonna be? Whatever. It's a horror movie. You just kind of like, okay, sure.
So for Scream, no problem. We forget everything. Indiana Jones, though, no forget.
Yep,
no,
totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
no. Sure. I do have problems with some of that stuff, but I'm just like whatever.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But
yeah, remind me of. Sorry. I went off track.
So no, that's
main
good.
cast is.
So yeah, Neve is in it. Obviously, Dewey's back. Courtney Cox is back. But then we got Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Right. Okay. So that is this one.
The best. Oh God, I said the best. Now I forgot his name. Timothy Olyphant.
Yes.
Yeah, my favorite. I love that dude. The guy's the best.
Yeah.
What's her name from Roseanne? Laurie Metcalf was in it.
Okay. We'll talk about her.
Yeah, I know.
Is this
Jerry
Hayden?
No, she's not in it until 4.
That's 4. Okay.
Yeah. Jerry O'Connell is in it.
Right.
Of course, Liev Schreiber's in it.
Right.
As Cotton Weary.
Right.
Weirdest name ever.
Yeah. Very strange.
Yeah, this is my brother, Polyester Jones.
No, it has to be an emotion. It's weary.
Oh, right.
It's like
I'm polyester tired.
Polyester sad.
Yeah. And this is Fleece Curiosity. Anyway, yeah, so it's, it's at the college this time and stuff like that. For me, I found it like super obvious that Mickey, the Timothy Oilypants, was the killer, because he was the only guy that was really like, no, sequels are better. No, sequels are better.
Yeah.
So it's like it wasn't a surprise that it was him. And I
rewatched all of these in anticipation of this, and I remembered hating 2.
Okay.
So I rewatched them, and I actually really enjoyed 2.
Cool. I think it's just really fun. And
it is really fun.
Randy's death was very surprising and brutal.
Yeah. The story was predictable. Mm-hmm. That's fine. But the meta upon meta stuff of having the stab movies was cool.
Yep.
The cast was great. Sarah Michelle Gellar was great. Mm-hmm. I don't like Laurie Metcalf. I've seen her in a couple things where she's been serious and has been good. She was in, I'm going to get this wrong. Huh?
Wasn't she in like...
She was great in Lady Bird.
Yeah.
And she was in I think she was in Sea of Love with Al Pacino. And she was great in that. But in this, she was like, Laurie, calm down. Like, I don't know how much coke you did before your scenes, but she's like off the hook, and it looks like her eyes are going to pop out of her head.
Yeah.
Like, she's
even in scenes where they don't reveal she's the killer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gail. I'm a big fan,
she
Gail.
was out of control.
Yeah.
For me, she like ruined scenes. Like she was, especially the exposing at the end thing. I'm just like, everybody's playing it up cool, and then she's like way over the top, and it's you're so out of place here. But aside from Laurie Metcalf, I really thought 2 was super fun.
Yeah.
Great cast, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I was surprised, because I went into it thinking, oh, this is the one I hate.
Right. And I bought the reasons for killing.
Yeah.
Like Mickey is like loves serial killers and stuff like that. And so it's like he wants to do it for like the fame side of things.
Yep.
And she's doing it for revenge, and then she kills him. I bought it, because that's always, and we'll get into it with the other ones, almost the hardest thing for me to accept is like when it's a really weak motive.
Yeah, same.
But 2 I really like.
We're definitely going to get into that.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, so 3.
Oh, God.
So give me a refresher on what the setup is and who's in 3.
So 3, my first note, hate it. I don't hate it. It's just my least favorite. So this is a different writer than the first 2.
Right.
This is where it's on the set of Stab 3. So we have obviously the main cast returning, but then we have like Jenny McCarthy, the dude. Lance Henriksen has a small role, which is cool.
This is the one where they had people playing the people that.
Yeah. Parker Posey. She's always great in everything. So that leveled it up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the actress who was playing Sydney in Stab, I forget her name. I'm going to IMDb this, because I forget people's names frequently.
Now, I went into this again also remembering that I didn't like 3.
Right.
I enjoyed a lot of parts of it.
There's stuff that is fine, but I just the problem is they had a lot of script leaks, so they had to keep changing.
Yeah.
And also the original plan,
it did feel inconsistent.
The original plan for this movie was that it was going to be Stu wasn't dead, and he was in jail, and there was like followers of his, like a cult, and he was going to be revealed to be like leading this cult.
Right.
But then there was like almost like Columbine. I don't know if Columbine happened then, so they're like, we can't have like students doing this stuff.
Yeah.
So they switched it, and then they had script leaks, so they had to on the day of like constant, and it to me felt very like pieced together.
Right. It did feel like that.
Yeah.
There were scenes that I enjoyed though, and I enjoyed the cast.
Patrick Dempsey was in it.
Yeah.
Scott Foley, that's the dude that played Lance Henriksen.
I find it interesting that you say it's your least favorite, because, I mean, I assume you've seen 5 and 6.
We'll get into those too, but it felt very just pieced together for me.
It did, I get that.
I didn't, and I think Neve Campbell was working on something else at the time, so that's why she's not in it as much as the other ones.
Right.
Oh, Emily Mortimer was...
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, her name is like Angelina Tyler. It's like, even their names were too like, ugh. It's like when you watch a movie and it's like, hello, Dr. Carpenter and Dr. Craven. It's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, that's right.
Like Tom Prinz was one of the other guys. Like, eat shit. Like, it's too obvious.
Yeah.
Why is Jay and Silent Bob in this movie? As Jay and Silent Bob.
I was going to bring up that is maybe one of the dumbest decisions
that
I've
would
ever
be
seen.
like watching Bram Stoker's Dracula and fucking Cheech and Chong show
or
up.
Bill and Ted or something.
Yeah. It's like it was
really dumb.
I know that they were filming at the same time as Kevin Smith was filming Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
But I mean, if you really want to do a little nod, have them in the background.
Yeah.
Where you don't see them.
Hey, it's Connie Chung.
Yeah. And it's like, holy shit. Did you see the new Scream? Like, I swear I saw Jay and Silent Bob in a crowd. That would have been kind of funny.
But it's like, to have them as their characters, what is happening here?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it just had too many, and I think it was a thing too where like they turned in their final edit, and then the studio's like, add more kills, do more of this. And so
it's one of those studio interference films where
big time things that happened. The only movie where there's only one killer, and I thought that was the weakest motive almost for me, because hey, it's Sidney's half brother, so he's like, mom liked you best, so that's why I'm gonna kill you. So I'm gonna go to film school for years to become a director, somehow land a gig directing a stab movie so I can lure you here because I hate you because of the mom thing onto the set and then torture your friends.
Horrible.
Go fuck yourself, man. Yeah. And like the voice, this is again, maybe I'm just being nitpicky, but the voice disguiser all of a sudden that can imitate anybody's voice perfectly. Like, come on.
No, I'm with you on that. The story in 3 sucked. The only thing I enjoyed was like characters, and some of the scenes were cool.
Yeah. Supposedly Emily Mortimer was originally going to be one of the killers.
Oh.
Because I can't remember what her motive was, but she was working with the director.
See, that would have been cool because she would have sold it.
Totally. And that was one of those things that I guess leaked. So they re-edited, recut it, this and that. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like it's suffered because of all that stuff. And it's, I don't know. It's, for me, one of my least favorite ones.
Well, let's move on to 4 then.
Okay, 4.
Set it up.
4 is Sidney comes back into town. She's an author now.
Right.
The cast, there's a lot of people in this one. This is the one, with Emma Roberts.
Who I love. She's great.
She is great. Yeah. And she's Sidney's cousin or something like that. Yeah.
So. And Hayden, however you say her last name.
Panettiere. Yeah.
Panettiere?
Yeah. She's in it. And
Pantyhose?
Hayden
Pantyhose?
Yeah, Hayden Pantyhose is in it. And I like her.
Yeah, she's great.
The opening scene was that like fake out after fake out after fake out.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
And like Kristen Bell was in it. And it's like, that was fun. I liked it. It was fun. And Alison Brie is in this one as well.
Right.
Emma Roberts.
Love?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was solid cast.
Rory Culkin was in it, which was great.
Yeah. See, that's one of the only problems, though, is when you put Rory Culkin in a movie and make him look like he did in that.
Oh, yeah, you're the killer.
As soon as he shows up on screen, you're like, so there's the killer.
Super obvious. Yeah. He was like playing it like a villain.
Yeah. 100%.
And
every scene.
And to a degree, because it's like Skeet played a bit like a villain in the first one, but there was still doubt because it's like maybe he's just a weirdo. But like this guy was playing it like mustache twirly villain. And
I love Rory Culkin.
He's great.
He's amazing.
So I liked this one too. It was fun. What were my notes?
That's where I was on it too, that it was fun.
Yeah. 4, had fun with it. Another crazy relative.
Yeah.
This is where it's getting
they're really running out of story stuff at this point.
Yeah. That's the thing where it's like, and I get that it was like the narrative of this one was more, like, what are we going to like work for a living? Like fame is how you get.
Yeah.
And it's like, I kind of like that. And, it's kind of sort of about reboots and stuff. And which was a smart thing to do because the Scream movies are always reflective of horror movies and what's going on in the world or whatever.
Don't say it like a Canadian. It's a reboot.
Reboot? Sorry. Yeah. It's a reboot. But I felt like I want to get famous, so I'm going to like kill my own mom and stuff like that. Even at the hospital at the end where it's Emma Roberts is like throwing like Sidney Prescott around. It's like, this is where the movies start getting a little more goofy with that. Like, you're not that strong.
Yeah, 3 and 4 really seem to be like dredging the dumpster for story elements.
Yeah.
So
I agree. It's like I like 4 and it's got some cool kills and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just
at this point in the series, mediocrity is really the theme. They're really forgettable. They're fun while you're watching them, but pretty forgettable.
Yeah, they're just like, that's what I kind of look at with these movies. I know a lot of people are like, for them, Scream is like a top tier franchise.
Yeah.
And it's not for me, but I still like them.
Yeah.
I'll put any of them on.
I agree. I don't think it's a top tier franchise.
And this is the last one that Wes did before he died.
So 5?
So 5 has New cast, like a brand new cast.
These are the current ones.
Yeah, 5 and 6. I just want to pull up the...
They came out, 2 weeks apart?
5 and 6?
Feels like it.
I know, it's crazy. Weird that they just called it Scream and not Scream 5. Don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
But this is where they have, what's her name? Melissa Barrera. I may be saying her name wrong. She is Billy's daughter. They reveal like early into the movie, which I thought was weird.
Barbara? Is that her?
Barrera.
Is she the one from Top Gun Maverick?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's really good.
She's great. Jenna Ortega's in it.
Yep.
Which is great because she's awesome too.
Yep.
Dude who's like my favorite.
Excuse me.
Jack Quaid. I love Jack Quaid.
Love Jack Quaid.
He's the best.
Have you seen Plus One?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Jay, right?
Awesome.
It's so good.
She's amazing.
Yeah. You'd love it. It's just about a guy and a girl who are friends and go with each other to a wedding.
Okay.
And they're both kind of looking for other people, not realizing that they're kind of, they should be together, which sounds typical, but it's not done typical, and it's written really well.
Nice.
And Maya Erskine, the female in it, is in the new Donald Glover, Mr. and Mrs. Smith reboot.
Oh, crazy.
I was going to ask you, what was the one that we were talking about?
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, that's it.
But
I didn't know
I will lend you...
Donald Glover's in it?
And executive producing and creating it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will lend it to you in your next batch of movies.
Very good, very good.
It's really good.
Mason Gooding, Cuba Gooding's son, is in this and stuff. It's funny also that it's like one of those name things where it's like Billy Loomis from the first one, and then his daughter, and this is named Sam Loomis.
Yeah, take it easy.
3 horror franchises now with the Sam Loomis in it.
Yeah.
This one, again, like, I had fun with it. What did I wrote? An okay transition, passing of the torch. I like the cast. The motive I thought was like real weak in it.
The dumpster stories continue.
The what?
The dumpster stories.
The dumpster stories, yeah. And also getting unbelievable with the kills, like, because it was Jack Quaid and then that other girl who was like, I don't know, she's a high schooler or something, who were the killers.
Right.
And she was very out of like, oh, you're a killer too?
Yeah.
And she was the one that killed Dewey.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's like throwing him around, and it's like, she looks like she's 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And suddenly they're like superhuman when they're in the Ghostface costume.
For me, 5's a 100% write-off. I just hated it. I was bored out of my skull.
Right.
From all of the movie. And I just didn't find any of it interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't find the characters interesting. I thought the story sucked. There wasn't good setups for kills. There was no good setups in the story. It's
funny because I feel like I'm trying to think of what happened in it, and I can't.
That's exactly it. I just thought it was a drag.
Yeah. It was like just okay. Maybe I do like 3 more than 5. I don't know, actually, because
I thought there was
the better cast.
I thought there was some stuff in 3 that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Well, jump from 5 to 6 then.
Okay.
I was excited for 6.
Me too.
Because I saw the trailers and I was like, brilliant, finally changing the setting.
Mm-hmm.
And brilliant title treatment, putting the Roman numeral for 6
and calling it Scream 6, which is like, do that.
So for me, 6 is garbage. It's for me the worst of the series. It was even
I get it though.
Like 5, it was so boring and mediocre, but at least it was just boring and mediocre. Whereas 6 was like, I was insulted. It was so dumb.
Yeah, I get it. The more I thought about it later and the more we were talking about it later, it's like the more unrealistic
everybody was superhuman.
Yes.
People are getting gutted with knives and then getting up and running around.
Yeah.
People are getting like destroyed.
Yeah, like
physically,
Mason
like they should
Gooding got like prison shanked.
Yeah.
Multiple times
in the abdomen.
In the chest.
And he was fine.
Yeah. Missed every organ, thank God.
Everybody who was attacked, especially in the final third.
Yeah.
Everybody who was attacked got absolutely fatal damage done and was absolutely fine.
Oh yeah, even like Jenna Ortega got like stabbed in the back or something,
then she walks out at the end
gut or something.
Yeah, she walks out at the end, there's an ambulance and she walks past it and leaves.
I'm good. I've healed.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm totally fine. I've like fallen off like 3-story balconies. I've been like stabbed and beaten. I'm fine though.
It was a little, and kind of this ties back into 5 actually as well. Is that with her being Billy Loomis's daughter, and then the kind of ghost Billy showing up and stuff like that, which is funny. The first time I saw it, I was like, did they just get like an actor that looked like him and they put prosthetics on him? I'm like, oh, that's Skeet. Crazy. It's like And he's just like, yeah, do it. You're my daughter. And it's like, wait, is he supposed to be like motivational now?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
He's a villain. He's like a grosso murderer. So it's weird that they're kind of, I don't know. And then
I was really psyched. And
yeah, I wrote pros, new setting, cool. A vicious ghost face, kind of cool.
Yeah, he was
more
vicious.
And I liked the opening scene.
The subway? Was that the subway?
No, the opening scene was with Samara Weaving, who also I super love.
Yeah, she's great.
It's funny.
Where did it take place? Why don't I remember?
She was at a restaurant on the phone, and then she went to the alley, and then
that was cool.
And what's funny is I literally, and I know how you're going to respond. I had a dream the night before.
No, you didn't.
And I told this to Jordan. She can back me up.
Okay,
no, she can't. Where I was like, I had a dream last night that we saw the new Scream movie, and it was the night before we saw it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, the opening kill. Ghostface killed the person, and then they took their mask off, and it was they revealed who the person was, and then the real Ghostface killed them. But I think in the dream, the Ghostface that was revealed was I can't remember, somebody that was in the like fucking
Wilford Brimley.
Yes, yeah, he had diabetes. So the person was different, but the fact that they did that, and we looked at each other like, holy shit, I have superpowers.
Either you have superpowers, or their dumpster writing is so predictable that you could dream it.
Maybe superpowers probably. Anyway, so it was kind of.
I remember the subway thing being all right, kind of cool.
Yeah. It's funny. They literally had like every horror character in the subway, which was kind of neat. And they even like someone was dressed like Samara Weaving's character from
I didn't notice
or Ready or Not.
Ready or Not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
My cons. I think. Stretch. My cons. Weak motive.
Yeah.
Like, really? You killed my son, so me, my other son, and my daughter, we've all decided to become flat out murderers.
I know.
Killing.
It's like I'm supporting my children in their killing efforts.
Yeah, what? Dermot Mulroney, who I actually really like.
Yeah, he's great.
Was the
But the funny thing about Dermot Mulroney is he's a great actor who can pull off great stuff, and yet for some reason every once in a while he's super cheesy.
Yeah, he was cheesy in this.
He was super cheesy in this.
And the fact that it's like they did that fake out with his daughter being killed.
Yeah.
And he comes down and he's like, they took me off the case and blah, blah, blah. And then at the reveal in the end, he's like, I switched out the bodies. It's like, whoa, fucking pump the brakes here, ding dong.
Yeah.
One, if a cop's daughter is murdered in New York City, that whole town is like going to be like, the whole force is going to be like, you fucked with a cop's family?
That's the other thing is everybody seemed to be doing everything with no outside knowledge of anybody anywhere. No police involvement. Police don't show up to anything.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there was cops there. Yeah. Then that's the second point that I'm like, hold up. Switched out the body. Like when all the cops showed up to the crime scene, was he like dragging like the Fako body like dunk 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 up the stairs? What is that? Detective fucking whatever your name is. Don't even worry about it. It's
Craven.
okay.
Detective
Craven, yeah. And then just do the switcheroos with the bodies. Thank God I had this one in the trunk. Like, fuck off, man. That's so stupid. Kirby, I was glad she came back because I like Hayden Pantyhose, yeah. Pantaloons, I was going to say Hayden Pantaloons.
Pantaloons even better.
Hayden Pantaloons came back, which was cool.
Yeah.
However, she's an FBI agent. Cool. Yeah. Obsessed with the ghost face things because she was like almost killed. Okay, that makes sense. Like, it's going to drive me into this law enforcement. However, every single piece of evidence since 1996 has been stolen or bought or whatever, and she didn't know? Lady, you're bad at your job.
Everything.
Yeah. Like, I thought in the trailers, I was like, whoa, it's a cult?
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And then they did drop that, like, if you really do think Stu is dead, like, okay. Well,
the movie had me praying for a writer's strike. It was so horrible. Just let those people go on strike. Just the ones who wrote this movie.
Oh my God. And even so when you kind of deduce who, okay, I'll wrap up quick. When you kind of deduce who,
Lee really likes Scream.
You're dragging this out. When you deduce who killed who in the certain scenes, the fake out daughter murderer, she's the one who supposedly killed Courtney Cox's new boyfriend, who was like a 6'3" giant muscle man, and threw him through a wall.
The last couple movies had for some reason, people had superhuman strength.
Yeah. It's becoming like a Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yeah.
So
I wrote that.
Yeah.
I put Fast and Furious level of ridiculous. That's what I wrote.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah. So I think my rankings, maybe I am going to like talk about it, redo it. So 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6.
Yeah, that'd be my ranking, but I wouldn't even put 3, 5, 6 on the ranking. I'm just going to ignore them.
Okay. So yeah, they're obviously doing another one. They're
garbage.
They you know, they were going to have Neve Campbell back in this one, but they didn't want to actually pay her, which is ridiculous because it's like she's the fucking face of the franchise, ding dongs. So if they bring her back,
ding dong, yo.
I don't know what I would want to see out of a new Scream movie. I know you're going to say not another Scream movie.
No, I'd love to see a new Scream movie, but
make it good.
Hire a writer.
Yeah.
Don't let ChatGPT write it or whatever.
Yeah, it's super
because
true.
it's horrible.
Yeah,
like though I'll do one more insult to the writers is I wished ChatGPT wrote it.
Right.
Because it would have done way better than them.
Side note, there was that MTV Scream series.
Yeah.
They made 3 seasons. I never saw the 3rd season at all. I heard it was terrible. But the first couple of seasons, like they're very like kind of typical, but kind of fun actually. Yeah. Like just kind of like throw it on in the background. It had nothing to do with the Scream movie series, but it's just like, it's fun.
All right, folks. Well, check out that series because it might be all right. And go back and revisit the original and give number 2 another chance and then pretend the others don't exist.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in again. We do love the original Scream with all our hearts and we miss Wes.
Yes. R.I.P.
And we're going to do a whole episode on Wes coming up. I guarantee it. And we'll have him as a guest. Oh, wait.
Get out the Ouija board.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
Until next time.
What's your favorite scary movie? If it's Scream fucking 4, 5, and 6, eat shit.
Just kidding. People are allowed to like what they like.
See you next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at Lee Howard _art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.